Looking to skip the crowds this spring break? Maybe looking for something new for you and your family to explore? In this video, we're going to highlight 5 off the beaten path locations here in Northern California where the crowds, if any, should be light. Now, whether you're looking for some adventure or just a relaxing stay, and whether it's for your young family, notice we don't have any footage of our kids. This is just B-roll. Oh, there's some photos from 2007, 2008 in Monterey and San Luis Obispo. Or maybe you're looking for a romantic stay with just you and your partner. We've got you covered. We are Sippy Cup Adventures of Northern California, a travel channel about travel in Northern California, mostly. What'd you find?
I found a boat we can afford.
Oh, okay. Now, of these 5 off the beaten path locations I'm going to speak of, 4 of them are good for families. And if you're regulars to our channel, you know that we don't speak of kid-friendly activities because, our kids are grown. So it's just usually Patty and I going to these locations here in Northern California. But I will try my best to convey why these locations are kid-friendly. Be patient with me. In this video, we will be sharing a lot of B-roll from our own videos because each location we will be mentioning, we already have individual standalone videos on each location. And when we see this icon pop up, that means we've done a video on it, and we'll put the video down in the description below. So if in the end you find this video helpful, please consider subscribing and we will buy you a cocktail. So in no particular order, here are the 5 off the beaten path locations that we recommend. The first 4 being kid friendly and the last one being more of a couple's getaway. So yeah, Bodega Bay. Listen, there's a lot to offer Bodega Bay, especially for families. Remember, this is not Disneyland, right? But the thing about Bodega Bay, obviously it's beautiful. A lot of these beaches along Highway 1, if you take a drive up there, are free. You just drive up, right? There are a few paid beaches in Bodega Bay. That includes Wrights Beach, Bodega Dunes, and Doran Beach. That's all because there's camping attached to it. So you have to pay to get in for camping or for day use. Now, one thing, if you're going to Bodega Bay and your kids want to get their feet in the water, that's fine. But as far as swimming, you have to stay away from all these beaches along the Sonoma coastline. They're all very dangerous. And we'll put a video here about the dangers of, the Sonoma coast. But if you have a young family and you want to go to the beach, you want to get in the water, Doran Beach is the beach to go to. It's the only one that is safe to get in the water. The waters are calm. It's great for body surfing, as you can see, in the background here. And, again, there's I think a cost of $7. Just be sure during spring break that you go early. The beaches do get full, especially if the weather is spectacular, but there's going to be less crowds in Bodega Bay. And another place to visit is Point Reyes National Seashore. Say that fast. So the Point Reyes National Seashore. Yeah, the Point Reyes National Seashore is just majestic. And there's not a lot of people that know about the Point Reyes National Seashore, the Point Reyes area. And that's okay. But it's about an hour and 10-minute drive if you're staying in Bodega Bay. We'll talk about hotels here in a bit. But you could drive all the way out here to Limantor Beach, Drake's Beach, our favorite beach, Point Reyes Beach. Yeah, Point Reyes Beach North is so secluded. I bet it would be even secluded during spring break. It's a long drive out there, but it's simply stunning. Let's briefly talk hotels. First of all, if you want to camp and you have an RV, it's likely that all the campgrounds in the area are already reserved for 2025 because you have to reserve like a year in advance. So since we don't camp, we will talk hotels. And the first hotel is the Lodge at Bodega Bay. Clearly, it's the priciest option. We stayed there in 2017, paid about $400. It was pretty expensive, but it was nice. Great restaurant. Yeah, the Lodge at Bodega Bay. Then there is the Bodega Coast Inn and Suites. We've stayed there once. And probably the most family friendly would be the Inn at the Tides. The Inn at the Tides are individually owned condos and they come at a reasonable price. They have a pool and a jacuzzi, and across Highway 1, there's the Tides restaurant with a nice outdoor patio where sea lions play, great for the kids. And our favorite place to stay in the Bodega Bay area, just north in the town of Jenner, is the wonderful Jenner Inn. The Jenner Inn is a rustic stay. They have individual units, and our favorite, they have a few cottages. Cottages typically means you have no neighbors, but a fun place to stay with beautiful views on both sides of Highway 1. And we have 2 videos that we did on the Jenner Inn that we will put down below in the description. So what are we gonna do with this apple?
Well, we need to put it by the tree.
Oh. Didn't expect that to happen. Number 2, Shasta Lake. Shasta Lake is simply stunning. You can rent a houseboat, or you can just rent a boat for the day, something that we've done 3 times. Houseboats, they take a lot of planning and certainly more friends and family to make plans and split the costs. And a little side note, Shasta Lake begins 2025 with its highest water levels in 15 years at nearly 130% of historical average. The lake is full. But this is our video on how to show or how to enjoy Shasta Lake for the day with a simple boat rental. If available, we also highly recommend staying at the lodge at Bridge Bay Resort. Their customer service is impeccable, and they even sent us this thank you note by mail when we shared our video with them about their facility. They rent houseboats, they rent smaller boats. There are other resorts around Shasta Lake, but we haven't stayed at those. We really recommend Bridge Bay Resort. But there's also the Lake Shasta Caverns that you could take the kids to. Pretty cool thing to do. You can fish, you can kayak, and there are certainly a number of hiking trails in the Shasta area. You can also go to Whiskey Town Lake for the day as well. It's a beautiful lake.
Time magazine once dubbed Redding, California as the unofficial kayaking capital of the United States. One of the main reasons for this designation is Whiskey Town Lake. A small but fantastically beautiful lake just west of Redding, perfect for anyone looking to get out on the water. Let's go on a kayaking adventure on Whiskey Town.
Bay Resort or any of these other surrounding resorts around Shasta Lake are booked for spring break. And in this video, we're talking beyond spring break as well. You'll have to stay in Redding. Now, we've never stayed in Redding, but Redding's a few miles south of Shasta Lake. You will certainly find some rooms there.
Did I interest you in a nut sack?
Number 3, Coloma, California. It's the perfect mix of history and family adventures. Coloma, it's the birthplace of the California Gold Rush and outdoor adventures. Now, Coloma is located in the Sierra Nevada foothills, less than an hour's drive from Sacramento and about 2 hours and 15 minutes from San Francisco. You have whitewater rafting. Now, most of these whitewater rafting outfits start their rafting operations the 1st of April, so if your spring break is in late March, you're unlikely to be able to go whitewater rafting. You can go mountain biking, you can hike, you can go wine tasting, maybe without the kids. But if you have kids, then visiting the Marshall Gold State Historic Park is a must. Back in 1848, James Marshall discovered gold that touched off the largest gold rush in history. At this historic park, there's guided tours, there's gold panning lessons, really a lot to do. You can go and just have a picnic and just explore. For information on rafting, go to coloma.com, click on recreation, then rafting, and you'll see all of these companies that offer rafting excursions. Just pick any one of them, I guess, really. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Places to stay in Coloma are limited, but we do recommend the Coloma cottages. We've stayed there before. They have 8 cottages varying in sizes. It's quiet, the staff is very helpful, and the scenery is great, and just watching the rafters float down is entertaining in itself. Just grab a couple cocktails and watch them. I'll leave a link in the description below. And just like the cottages themselves, their website's a little rustic. We also recently stayed at this romantic inn, the Edenvale Inn. This is an adults-only couples retreat, so no children. We did this video on Edenvale. This bed and breakfast has 7 premium rooms and suites with, it's got high-end amenities. It's a little pricey. It's beautiful though. We will leave a link to their website down below, and although the address is that of Placerville, it's actually located in Coloma. And here's a tip for these smaller communities like Coloma or anywhere along the Highway 49 corridor up in the Gold Country. If you go to Hip Camp, I typed in Coloma and I put in some random dates, 4 guests, 2 adults, 2 kids. You go camping style, whether you want tent, RV, glamping, or lodging, for instance. It shows 171 places. You see on the map, you can increase the map here. I highly recommend Hip Camp to find these little hole-in-the-wall nuggets or places.
I don't know why you have that.
I'm done. So number 4 on our list of off the beaten path places to visit for spring break and beyond is a real family-friendly spot. That's Inn Town Campground up in Nevada City, California. The owners, Dan and Aaron, do a wonderful job. It's a privately owned camp spot. They pay attention to all the details. At Inn Town, you can camp with a tent or bring your RV. They do have full RV hookups. They have, I think, 16 spots. 14 of them are full hookups. Or if you're like us, we like to glamp. Now, this footage of the video we did is from the pandemic. It just happened. So we went out there. They let us go out there and take a tour and film this video. So you don't see a lot of people here, except for some essential workers, right? In town, they were one of the early pioneers into glamping in Northern California. They were like the second spot. They did some research. I think they went to Costa Noa in Santa Cruz County and saw what they did. So they took upon themselves to start, with these camping or these glamping tents, right? And they have 21 of these canvas tents to choose from. They all have electricity. They all have real beds and come with linen. There's a general store that you could buy food, beer, wine, campfire stuff. They have a common kitchen area, or if you don't want to, cook in your RV or can't really cook in your tent, well, that's not allowed. So you go up to the kitchen and use all the utensils that they have there. Their bathrooms and their showers, indoor and outdoor, are clean, really clean. It's really nice. And there's a pool, great for the kids. You can get hot up there. It'll cool off in the evening, but the best of all, that there are rules at Inn Town Campground. If after quiet time, which I believe is 9 or 10 p.m., people are being loud, they'll come and they'll let you know. Now again, we're not campers. We don't know how state parks are or federal parks are. Oftentimes if people are partying or loud, there's nothing that can be done about it. So for that, the camping spots may be a little bit pricier than your state parks. But that's okay. Again, there's rules. It's a perfect place if you are just starting camping or you just bought an RV and you want to, practice, so to say. I think Inn Town Campground is a perfect spot for that. And at Inn Town Campground, they got this movie area where during the summer months on the weekends, they'll put a movie screen up and you bring the family out and watch family movies. Bring your lawn chairs and snacks. If staying at Inn Town Campground, you've got to go to downtown Nevada City. It's so eclectic, it's so old-timey. Shops, restaurants, bars and wineries. Just a real fun place to visit. You absolutely have to go. And you can walk to downtown Nevada City. It's just a mile along a trail from Inn Town Campground. And we highly recommend visiting nearby Scotts Flat Lake or Scotts Flat Reservoir. Just a simply stunning lake. Warm waters, cool breezes. There's another camp spot at Scotts Flat that you could look up as well. And here's our son on a stand-up paddleboard. Yeah, Patty and I don't do stand-up paddleboards, but definitely worth a visit. Scotts Flat Reservoir. So we're here at Fizz. Walked in and it was like, this place is fizztastic. He used all of Fizz puns.
Fizzy with it.
Getting fizzy with it, yeah. Number 5 on our list and our last destination that we're going to talk about is more for couples. And that is the town of Sutter Creek up in the Gold Country. Now, if you're on your way to Tahoe or Yosemite and you do have your kids, I mean, it's okay to explore Sutter Creek for the day and stay at night. Sutter Creek, with all its history, is located in the heart of Amador wine country. There are a ton of wineries to visit. These Sierra foothill wine regions, they include the Shenandoah Valley, the community of Fairplay, that's in El Dorado County, and then Calaveras County has its own wine region as well. And the drive alone is worth visiting. In an effort to save time on the length of this video, check out our video here to see about lodging. We spent 2 nights at 2 different stays, bed and breakfasts, so to say, 1 weekend in Sutter Creek. So again, the video link will be down in the description, but check out that video. So thank you for watching Sippy Cup Adventures of Northern California. We hope we were of help to you to find some off the beaten path places to go on spring break and beyond. We always appreciate your patronage. See you next time.